Boop, ba-doop, boop.
Gonna play the video games. Just need to set up 1,000 things to start streaming because this shit's never straightforward. At least it's consistent. It's just, I just get the name of the game, type in the title, blah of fucking blah.
Yeah, it's
Press
remarkable
the
how
record
how many
button.
levels of stupid edifice on YouTube you just start to like muscle memory.
Yeah.
It's like whenever I do certain really specific things with Vegas or like Handbrake or something,
Mm-hmm.
where like
You just don't even think about it.
all I know is never update this thing because there's some kind of like 25-step process that I don't even think about anymore. And if
Yeah,
anything moves,
absolutely.
I'll have to relearn how I did it in the first place because I don't even remember.
Oh, after like 2 or 3 times of that happening, I started. I just have like a couple of screenshots that I took of everything. So like if I go into OBS and I look at like my mixers with like all the channels, so it's like this audio
Yeah.
goes on track 1, 2, like I just have that like locked down in a screenshot that I can always reference when OBS inevitably updates and then for some fucking reason or another just decides to delete all of your settings as it does.
If I ever have a situation where for some reason like like all of Vegas like something's just wrong with this with like that save and I can't use it to render anymore for whatever reason, I'll just have to
Yep.
like go through my audio settings and screenshot them one by one and then recreate them from scratch because I'm like I don't know how to do it on the fly.
Yeah.
These are arbitrary compressor ratios that mean nothing to me.
I'm sure if you
Nothing.
asked somebody, I'm sure if you asked your chat, like, hey, what are good compression ratios? You would get 300
Like
answers that have
yeah, I
nothing,
got
that,
there's one guy
that
that
have no
complains on a
overlap.
there's one guy whose every comment is just him complaining about my compression settings.
For whatever it's worth, you do use fairly aggressive compression settings.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad; it's just a little stylistic. It reminds me of radio.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make it work because I have so many
Yeah,
years of oh the game audio is louder now or you can't quite hear it or now you can't hear the game audio over the
yeah.
voices and it's like well if
No,
everything's
that's a.
compressed and exactly 10 decibels apart then you can hear both
Mhm.
all the time.
Right. And um, like I said, like to me, it just kind of sounds like a little stylized. Like it just
Yeah,
sounds a
there's
little
things
bit
I don't love
like
about it,
radio.
but I also get frustrated when I watch other people's videos and it's like the game is basically silent.
Yeah.
All right, so don't join until you're already streaming and recording
Oh, sure.
because there's a
You
reveal
got a surprise. Okay, cool.
and you want to get it on camera.
Okay, sounds good. And we're gonna just hope that as soon as I hit the start streaming and recording button and join the game,
That just
it
works.
doesn't explode. Like, is that kind of the
Yeah.
fate that we're leading with tonight?
Just hope that everything works.
It's been
Uh,
super consistent lately. After I did the upgrade, like, oh my god, it's just I don't have to touch a damn
I'm
thing.
just gonna stare at this oddly pleasing spaghetti machine so that I also can reveal it to the audience at the same time when I turn around.
Nice.
Because
Okay.
behind me,
Start recording. Join game. Join Sebastian SB. We've been playing this world for 24 hours.
I
God damn it.
maybe
I've never committed to anything in my life for longer than
You've
24 hours.
probably
What the
played
hell
more
have you done
Cyberpunk
to
than
me?
that. Maybe.
You'd be surprised. I haven't actually gotten. Actually, no, I think I've played more Cyberpunk than this. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Join us.
I'm on a loading screen. I'm looking at a little Ajax spinner fucking going around like a startup. Being like, we're getting all our honeybee worker bees to deliver you your milkshakes.
So we've been stalled for a while. So I wanted to solve the problem a bit, and I may have gone a little too far, but it solved the problem, I think.
It's still loading up.
So we'll see. I also
It's
finished
still
the paint job.
initializing respawn.bat.
My first objective was to finish the paint job, but then I was like, what if I
Nice.
addressed something else?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Where am I at? Where am I at? It looks. What the fuck is that? Why does it look like an unfinished orange box level? What is going on over there?
So
Is this screw
I
land?
tore
What
up
the
our
hell?
entire original iron base that was mostly just sitting there, and now it just makes screws. And I did the exact
that's
ratio
lovely.
of miners to smelters to rods to screws for all of them, and then outputted those screws on 4 tracks each on 3 different floors.
God damn.
We can take those wherever they need to go, and we'll finally have goddamn screws. Because we've been like stuck on screws for like 6 hours, I think, and it's like, okay, we need to stop trying to deal with the screws problem. So here's a giant building. It looks better on the outside.
Oh, what the hell is
keep...
It looks like a Sonic level. There's like floating platforms.
I had to keep the ratios right. So let's see. I don't remember the ratios though. But yeah, each of the miners I think goes into 2 smelters because that's how the math kind of works out. Then the smelters each go into 2 rod makers. And so the way I dealt with the increasing ratio is that I had a second floor, so each smelter fed to 1 rod maker in front of it and 1 that's above it. That one. But then the ratio from rods to screws is 2 to 3, so I needed a third floor then because it's 50% increase again, and so that's basically the math works out. It's kind of it's an arbitrary spaghetti, but each one feeds the correct number of things. And then I covered Then I cover it in a box so it's prettier. And by prettier, I mean a giant orange staircase with blue tentacles coming out.
I was gonna say I'm not 100% sure that I agree with your assessment of prettier.
And
but
also, I
finished
painting the base.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, there's different floors.
Yeah, they're kind of arbitrary, but every floor is a different color. So you can
I didn't make that jump. Oh no.
So you can start memorizing that at least. I think I vaguely had a system, because orange is the default color of walls, so that's the smelting floor, I guess. And then the first processing floor for turning into iron plates is iron color, and then the screw floor is screw colored. And then after that, it's more arbitrary, because it makes sense. I think rotors might be red.
Yep.
Because rotors seemed red to me a little bit, but I don't know if that's even vaguely true. The screw floor also
no,
might be a little
I'm not going to say that
now.
you're wrong. I'm just going to, agree with everything that you say because I'm afraid of conflict. Rotors are the reddest thing I've ever seen. You're right.
I haven't paid like close attention to the progression system necessarily, what their hierarchy is, but it just seems like screws are fucking always necessary, and there's never enough. And the paths are never optimum enough or whatever. So so there's currently 12 normal speed paths coming at us, and we can split those up or send them where we need to.
Okay. Very cool.
And I try to space them out
all
so they won't
satisfactory.
conflict. I space them out considerably so they won't conflict with each other when we add lifts to them.
All satisfactory seeds are the same. The game has no random generation, as far as I know.
Yeah, it's just a world.
Yeah.
The main thing that changes is you choose your spawn location.
Right. So what are you going to do with the existing rod and screw thing? Do you want to just tear this shit up?
Maybe eventually. I don't know if it's a priority right now necessarily. It's going somewhere, but we can supplement those places by using the better source. But I think you were working on like... Oh, right. I'm going to go launch the rocket. We're ready for advanced steel production.
Nice! Better miners.
Yeah, that makes the better miners. Which immediately fucks my ratio. Oh, no.
No. Oh, wait, yes.
That's fine.
Fucks my ratio. What are you, a power poster on World Star Hip Hop
what am
or
I,
something?
Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh no, I ratioed myself. I don't even know how you do that. I don't know what that means necessarily.
I'm not entirely sure.
This one, what does this one unlock? Stators, motors, I said that weird. Stators and motors, encased industrial beams, minor Mark II, heavy modular frame. We're barely making modular frames. We need to step it up. Automated wiring. That's a lot of stuff. I don't even know what automated... It's robot chunks. I think we're about where we gave up last time.
Milestone reached. Improved
Or maybe
monitoring
not.
Sounds about
leading
right.
to double
I think they
extraction
rearranged the whole
rates
tree,
and
so it's
improved
not easy to
efficiency
say
of
when
new
that is.
pipelines. A collection of new, more complex parts is now available for crafting.
Because on one
An
hand, we already had
additional project
trains, and we don't have
park
those
can now
yet.
be constructed. Further progress to the next phase is now
And
possible.
for whatever it's worth, I feel like we're putting the game through much, much more intense stress this time. So, kind of, it's a good thing that it's like still holding itself together.
So we need modular frames, encased industrial beams, and steel pipes to make Miners Mark II. So the steel production needs to get going.
Okay, cool.
I actually didn't even check what you were doing. I think you started something, right, with that?
Last I remember, I was working on trying to do reinforced iron plates.
Maybe. Because you redirected coal, right?
Um,
I saw coal branching from the power supply over there over to us. But I don't know if it's doing
So I
anything
had a
yet.
really, really shitty like single steel smelter. It wasn't intended to do anything other than get us through like the immediate goals that we had.
Yeah, let's work on connecting the things to wherever they need to go.
Okay.
So you're doing heavy iron,
Well,
reinforced
let me
iron?
go ahead and I need to go double check how we're even doing on the reinforced iron because we're not
Let's see.
doing great. And one thing that we can do actually to kind of like fix some issues with the base without really optimizing it, but just fixing some stuff would be to go to like our far away iron smelters or iron diggy pull them out of the groundy dudes.
Miners.
Yeah. Replace them with the Mark IIs. That will just like
Yeah.
speed up some stuff in the base.
That's a lot
without
of
having to do
handcrafting if
anything.
you want to do that, though. If we don't
Yeah?
have those components yet. They're almost
Let me see.
exclusively things we're not making yet.
Miner Mark
Let's see.
II. This
So
isn't so bad. I already have almost all of these, just like sitting in my inventory already, don't I? Yeah, this won't be so bad. I'm gonna go for it.
Let's see. Oh, I can't afford this without reinforced. Gotcha.
So I'm gonna do that, and then what was the
All
other
right.
thing that I
While
need?
you're doing that, I'll connect everything over then.
Okay, sounds good. I need like encased steel beams, which I think requires concrete as well. Is that correct?
I think so.
Oh no, I'm gonna go find out.
I think it's steel and concrete.
Okay.
Might have more steps before that works.
Well, I mean, not in terms of. Well, actually, okay, I get what you're saying.
There might be more
Only one way
things
to find out.
There might be intermediate products.
Right. It is a logistics-based video game, so
That is what
You
it
know,
do.
that is what it do, baby.
It's almost all it do.
People
One
are
might say.
comparing your screw base, by the way, to a pumpkin. They're dwelling on the fact of like, what if you cracked open a pumpkin one day and it was filled with screws? Ow!
Yeah, it'd be bad. I started painting it all blue, and then I ran out of paint, and I'm like, I don't want to find more flowers. And then I realized the blue looked worse because the orange contrast, for obvious reasons, because it's literally the most stereotypical color contrast is
Yeah.
orange and blue. So I was like, I'll just keep it orange and blue. Kind of looks neat. Maybe a little one color. I might add stripes or something nonsense, or like a half fade or some shit. I don't know. But I don't want to gather any more ink because you have to just grab bushes by hand, and one out of every like 25 bushes gives you a flower, and you're like, I hate this. I'm not like, I had more when I was had to gather power, and I don't have to gather power anymore, so now it just sucks.
Encased industrial beams are super resource heavy, actually. That's not great. How much do I need for a miner Mark II? Damn. Yeah, it takes 10 just to make one miner Mark II, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna want production
Yeah.
because doing stuff
Okay.
like I try to avoid doing stuff by hand as much as possible, just because to some extent it does feel like admitting defeat.
Yes.
But also it's just so boring.
Yeah, but it's also quick. Like, it's a nice little quick fix.
Is that what we're in the business of now? Quick fixes.
Sorry, I just scanned through like 4 jokes and none of them were funny, and 2 of them were offensive. So, nope. Just gonna.
I love that your defense mechanism is to just explain that you were trying to comedy once.
Hey, it's better to try and then admit defeat than it is to say something that you don't want to be recorded.
I think it's time to demote you from the human resume to the human error report.
The human crash log. The human birdcatcher has encountered a problem and needs to close.
The spaghetti is unforgivable, but I will not stop.
Yeah.
I am unyielding.
Oh, wow. I'm running around trying to pick up flowers, but I think that these are glitch flowers because... Oh, wait, no, my inventory is probably full. Yeah, that's what
Good
it
old
is.
glitch punk.
Oh, boy. Yes, I don't want to talk about Cyberpunk, but I really do want to talk about Cyberpunk now that you say that. But I have a thing... I don't like talking about other video games while playing video games because that feels really weird. It feels like I'm cheating on the game I'm playing.
This game's like so ready to be cheated on, though.
Wow. I suppose
just...
when you're in the middle of handcrafting 10 encased steel beams or something like that, then
yeah,
that is
this
an
game
argument.
Is rife for talking about anything else, which we do the whole time mostly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. What's up?
That's no power.
No power?
The iron miners ain't doing their thing because the power pole, what with not producing any power.
Oh, did it get disconnected?
I think it got disconnected, bruh.
Oh, it was connected. Oh, I just moved a pole a minute ago. And then I forgot to put it back. Hang on a second.
Okay, at least it just now happened.
Yeah, I think I
thought
just
it was like...
Yeah, it looks
Okay.
like it looks like this is the I'm standing at the exact point of failure of the entire iron mine down there.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go connect that pole to a second pole somewhere else. That isn't that one.
Okay, yeah, sure. Redundancy. It's fine.
I create weird spaghettis here and there throughout the base, just so that one pole doesn't destroy everything, and then I can't tell where it was. Or more specifically, sometimes I do disconnect something, and then I can't figure out what I disconnected, so I just make more spaghetti until everything's working again.
Why isn't this boy working? What the hell's wrong with this miner?
Is it self-esteem?
I replaced them. I don't know. I replaced the miner Mark 1 with a miner Mark 2, and now it's... Oh, there it goes. Now it's a power pooper. I don't know what was stopping it, but now we're talking.
It's a power pooper.
Yeah, it's got to assert its dominance on the unsuspecting.
That shit poopses for Deezes.
It's a poop stand.
Oh, you say poop stan?
Yeah.
They said poop stand.
Oh, it's not a JoJo thing.
My stand
Oh, I
is
found a
poop.
bunch of conveyor belt Mark 1s. That might be a problem. I thought I replaced all these with Mark 2s. What?
that even a-
This doesn't seem right at all.
Is this even a valid connection?
What?
Weird.
I definitely thought I replaced all these.
Are they the wrong conveyor type?
Yeah, some of them.
Weird.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I would really be super into JoJo if it turns out that like all the stands were named after like bodily functions.
instead of rock bands.
Yeah, instead of rock bands, it was like like Star Duodenum, and like
Instead of King Crimson, it's like needs fiber.
That'd be old man JoJo's too. Just like erectile dysfunction or something. Needs Viagra.
That's my favorite attack in Street Fighter. Erectile dysfunction.
Nice. Nice. Damn, that was like right on for the enunciation.
Because they get burned into your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Durahan C. Mikado.
I know. You hear those menu sounds.
That's all you can think about anymore at some point.
Hadouken! And then the one that I don't understand where he flies through the air kicking is like, get this, or whatever. As far as I know, it sounds, I don't know. I'm replacing the conveyor belts with Mark 1s. Fuck me.
Oh, were you the one making the Mark 1s? They already
I was making the Mark 1s right now. I just tore up like almost everything to replace.
I was gonna say,
my
like,
God.
I was trusting you, but I really thought I just looked over there.
I know. Oof. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so
Thank you for catching that. That would have been a
reinforced
mistake.
iron should be completely set on screws now.
Okay.
So that'll be good. We can... Oh man, we're finally at a point where we can really comfortably turn everything to Mark II belts without running out constantly. That'll fix the next floor, the rotors, which also require screws. Hence was our problem.
Hence. Ooh, somebody's a thesaurus.
Hence, dirigible after untoward.
Dare I say, orthogonal?
Nope.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. It does have an abstract meaning outside of the context of that textbook, though.
I stopped
According to the
reading
textbook.
really quickly. You only sent
I
me like
intentionally
two.
tried to.
You sent me like 2 paragraphs, and I didn't finish reading them.
No, I intentionally tried to cut off the paragraphs to imply that they were much, much longer and more uninteresting than they actually were. Now, granted, they were pretty uninteresting, but they weren't that long. I just cut it off to make them look way longer. So for context, I'm currently, ramping up on doing video game programming stuff at like a fairly low level. So I was to do that, you have to learn a lot of like 3D math and a lot of like linear algebra and stuff like that. So I'm in the process of doing that, and I find an entire page that's like dedicated to like orthogonal matrices. And I was like, oh, I know somebody who's gonna really enjoy this. And I sent it to Keith.
That's an interesting lie you tell yourself.
Yeah. So I'm also telling the audience right now, so I get to lie to. I have a big blast radius with my lies. Thank you very much.
Blast radius.
I like to describe the actions that I do in the same way that we describe nuclear bombs going off. Anyway,
there's an epicenter to this lie.
So yeah, I found a bunch of pages on like orthogonal matrices, and I was like, yep, those are gonna be given right to Keith. Who then promptly responded with, I'm not gonna believe your lies. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of the reaction I should have expected.
Yeah.
And so it was. Alrighty. I'm gonna start.
I can live in
doing-
ignorance forever. Consequence free.
Yes.
Orthogonally.
You can live orthogonal to knowledge. Does that sentence make sense? I don't know. You don't
I'll
know.
never
I'm not good
know.
at You'll never know. Did I insult you, Keith? I don't know. And you don't know. So no, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Like,
pretty
if you
ineffective if I don't know what the fuck you're
Yeah.
talking about.
If you insult a tree in the middle of the woods, did it get insulted? Wait, hold on. There's a pun in here. If you call a tree a son of a birch in the woods, does it get insulted? All right.
I wasn't really sure where you're gonna go when you embarked on that joke, but you pulled it off.
Yeah. The real nightmare on Elm Street was me speaking.
That one really deflated.
Yeah, that was a catastrophe.
The real nightmare on Elm Street was me.
This will probably be fine. I can survive that fall. And yep. Okay.
You can survive shockingly long falls.
Yeah. Do I know about the funny cart at the store? I don't know, but I'm not sure. I'm about to hear a joke, and I'm not sure if I'm going to regret paying attention to it or not.
The funny
so make it
cart
good.
at the store?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so we got iron plates. What with coming into here? These are ingots, not
That's
plates.
my secret.
Are these now being
regret
produced?
everything.
Are these being produced good? Okay, they are. All right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, switching over to faster miners seems to have fixed some of the scaling issues that were. I don't really know why they existed in the first place. Like, I thought we had the ratios just right, but for whatever reason, one of the miners was just really not keeping up with the others.
Were they
It
not
kind
all
of ruined everything.
Were they not all being consumed equally?
No, like I traced back the
Consumed.
belts and it was perfectly fine. I don't know. That one was kind of a weird case.
They are moving.
What is?
The blue.
The screw?
Flow in. The blue screw.
Okay, yep, this is perfect.
I had to make it spin.
You didn't
That was
have
the
to.
logic.
You chose to.
Yeah. No regrets. Is everything going good? Yeah, they're coming in. Oh yeah, they're
Just
coming
because
in.
you live your life without regrets doesn't mean you should live your life without regrets.
But no one can stop me, and that's the most important part.
Oh. What? The punchline to the funny card is, I don't have a follow-up of that. I should have thought of one. What the fuck? Okay, that made me laugh, but I think you didn't really earn it, so. Uh-oh. Okay,
This one's
we're good.
going really slow.
Okay, so I think that our reinforced iron plate situation is good now. All of our reinforced iron plate producers seem to be producing at the right plate rate. Yeah, we got that going there. And then we got screws going up. Okay, cool. So that's looking good. And then what's above the reinforced iron plates? Is that rotors? I see. That's where you at. And you're making rotors.
Will that improve the rate here? Yeah, this one's getting fed into too slowly.
Yeah. Okay, well, the main thing that I was working on was the reinforced iron plates, and those seem pretty good now. So I think that my next pet project is going to be working on figuring out like a steel situation. Because that seems like it's going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
There we go.
The nice thing is that we do have the miners. Yeah, so one thing they can do that'll make this a lot easier, though, is we have miner Mark IIs. So instead of like having to modify or impact anything that currently exists, I can replace some of the minor Mark IIs. I can replace some of the minor Mark 1s with Mark IIs, and then take 30 off of them, and then feed that into a steel foundry.
Yeah, you can just replace the current thing with the same input, but from fewer mines.
Precisely.
And then
yeah. So
siphon
that's,
out the other one to a new purpose.
that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that will be a good. That's kind of temporary, but it's good enough because it's not going to impact anything that currently exists. So that's what I'm going to do. After I get a sip of water. No, I didn't fill this up with water. Okay, I'll be back in a second.
That's a 3-way split? Oh, it's... Oh. Is the entire thing full of modular frames? It is.
Okay,
Interesting.
so I'm back, and I'm probably gonna do at least start off by doing the same thing I did. I'm just gonna make a minor Mark II by hand again to at least get the steel process rolling, because that's just gonna be the way that we're doing this. So if to make the minor Mark II requires like ramping up our steel production, obviously that means that the chicken has come before the egg.
Yeah, well, because the upgrade was improved steel, and we haven't made any steel
exactly.
yet.
Exactly. So we're gonna make Keith feel like we're violating the spirit of the game.
My God.
But I'm the one doing the violating. So...
Remember the no regrets?
Yeah, you're the one who doesn't have regrets. Me, on the other hand...
No, you're supposed to be avoiding regrets.
Oh, I didn't say I was good at that.
Yeah. You failed to have an error message. It just came right out.
Yeah. Some encased industrial beams.
These aren't connected.
So,
I didn't finish this part.
Just to give me an idea of what sort of scale we're aiming for, do you happen to know what some of our... Actually, no, I don't even need to really worry about that. I assume we don't really feed steel beams anywhere except into steel pipe and encased industrial beam. Like, I don't think anything takes steel beam as a raw resource, right?
By and large, I have almost nothing memorized from the original game, and we're getting into new stuff anyway now. So I kind of just generally don't know. All I know is
I'm going to Google steel beam, and then I'm also going to forget to specify that this is for the sake of Satisfactory.
Yeah.
So it just gave me links to like Metal Depot and being like, here's where you can buy steel beams.
Yeah, and then you're going to get the Do Not Eat 01 YouTube account. I'm just making one floor at a time with another constructor on it that makes the next thing that I can do. And I can't even look at the recipes until I do that. So I'm not planning ahead. I'm just going taller.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like steel beams are used to make versatile frameworks. Okay, so we are going to need steel beams as just a raw resource into other things, it looks.
Yeah, they usually make splitting points so that it's logistically interesting instead of just, that only is useful for this one product, and that's it.
Okay, so I'm going to, just as a, I don't know, as a thought, I'm just going to say 1/2 of steel beams. I'm going to just make a ground rule, I guess, to start off with, that 1/2 of the steel beam boundaries are going to just stay steel beams for now, and we'll feed those into other things later, and the other half will be immediately processing them into steel pipes and encased industrial beams. We'll do it that way.
I'm out of cement.
Where are you going to find more? We only have like 1 trillion.
So devastated by this, I'm just going to have to leap from the nearest roof. Ah!
No, don't do it, Keith. I don't have a
Nickelodeon slime.
Oh. I was gonna say I don't have a I haven't updated your life insurance policy yet. Please give me time. The paperwork is almost there. But you know how slow the post office is right now.
Untrustworthy.
Yeah, you can trust me.
No, the post office.
Oh,
I'm not.
you used to be able to trust the post office.
Isn't that like an adage or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
Boy,
getting...
riveting one this time. Let's
I,
get out of our depth. Apparently, post office knowledge is not our strong suits. Post office lore.
Well, I've had frustrations with the post office because I have a PO box, and and I'm constantly just having questions of like, does it work though? Trying to figure out if like, because there's been multiple PR things that were supposed to be sent to me that just never showed up, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
what that
I mean the
means.
post office is so fucked right now.
But I tested the PO box I've tested it multiple times by ordering stuff to it, and those arrived. And
What
I've
am
never,
I,
so it's like the YouTube thing where I'm like, I've never seen this so-called like subscriptions being hidden from me thing. I don't know what you're talking about because I can't replicate that bug.
I have some Christmas gifts for people that still haven't arrived to me yet to wrap them to send to other people. Like, it's that fucking
At which
bad
point they
right
go
now.
back in the mail and also still don't arrive until next Christmas.
Yep. It feels like it at this rate. Oh well. The important thing is I have excuses.
As long as it's not your fault, you're guilt-free.
Yes. Oh my god, yes.
Finally, someone gets me. And my bullshit I'm high on.
Oh man. The best part about you agreeing with that sentence is that if anybody ever gets mad at me, I can just say, well, Keith said it was okay.
Oh no.
Come play in the mud with me, Keith. You're already here.
Let's see. It looks like I'm thoroughly done with constructors. Because everything I see in the normal constructor is either being made already, or it's copper, quartz, or steel.
Okay.
So it's the thing you're working on, the thing no one's working on, which is quartz. Because I don't think we even have a quartz mine anywhere yet. And then copper is just on its own little base. And we've never scaled it up even remotely, and it's still somehow big enough to suit all of our needs. One day that'll be a problem. Alright, let's look at the assembler. I don't have my rotors. Shit.
Oh, that could actually work really nicely for steel beams. I don't know if that's going to scale or not, but that's good.
That's frames. There's rotor. Oh! Ooh.
What?
The performance tank whenever it updates the save.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, we need to pick a goal. We don't have one yet.
oh yeah. Because it came back.
Yeah.
Thank God for the air control, because I get increasingly reckless of just jumping off odd angles in that vague corner and then correcting to the goo.
This game
I should make a
needs
goo
to
in every
have
corner.
like, yeah, this game needs to have like a jetpack, but one that's powered by you shooting a gun directly down.
I was
would
gonna say, I
love
think
that.
there is a jetpack.
There is one, yes,
Let's see.
but I want a violent jetpack.
So next up is
Pack.
hypertubes.
Okay, what do those do? Are those an oil
Uh,
thing?
Tubes for transporting fix-it employees?
Oh no! We can replace the ladders with tubes. We can go like in a bank, like.
A hypertube entrance needs to be attached to power and enter a hypertube system. And it requires steel pipes and encased industrial beams. So get busy. Getting that shit automated. And 300 copper plate sheets, which I'll just get right here. Click, click, click. Now that has been emptied, our factory can make 300 more sheets because they're not going
Nice.
they don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
warehouse
I mean,
just-
if you want me to, I can make the hypertubes. Just like I can make all that stuff by hand, and that would
No,
take me like a minute
no.
and a half.
Please,
But-
just work on the base.
That's what I was gonna say.
You
Is
c-
like these are also the exact resources that I need to
Yeah.
start scaling up steel. So
If
I
you-
don't
if-
really want to do that.
Yeah, if you keep making it by hand every time it comes up, you'll never get the base done, which will make that.
Right. Right. Exactly. That's kind of what I was getting at. Was we can choose to make it even more short-term solutions, but I think that you're going to be mad at me.
Yeah, no, I was just enabling the objective in the corner because it was empty.
Gotcha.
We
Gotcha.
have
Okay.
plenty other shit to do. Hell, I have more floors to make. But I am curious about that. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Like can we just like practically teleport to each of our like coal mines and like the distant iron mine and
Maybe.
stuff by just hopping in the right tube? Will we have to
Future's amazing.
But are we gonna have hyper tubes but still not have signs in this game? So we can't label them? It was like, I don't know, I think this is the right one. Oh, that one goes to the magma core. Just yeets you into the fucking pit. Why did
Yeet,
we
what
make
is
this? Who would do this?
Never heard of this yeet before.
It's like your favorite word.
Yeet.
Oh no, I've been defeated.
What?
It turns
Got
out
beat by an alien or
our
something?
No, our entire forward progress is dependent on steel.
Cool. Fantastic.
Let's
At
see.
the-
Because I'm looking
Okay.
at what the 2-item ingredient factory thing can make. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, reinforced iron plate, got those. Modular frames, got those. Encased industrial beam. Oh.
Yep. So that's steel and concrete, which
Yep. There's rotors. We built those already. Stators require the pipe. It's like, shit. Motors require
sort of luckily
stators.
for us, we do happen to have like coal, limestone, and iron all more or less scattered in one spot. So we can just start figuring out like how we're gonna make it pretty. You know?
Yeah. Where are you making it? Did you start like a new building for steel or anything?
I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know where it'll go otherwise. Unless we want
Yeah.
to just
So right
plop that
now,
on top of here.
yeah, right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to think of ways. I'm gonna probably. What's happening here? Okay, yeah, I think that what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do some conveyor splitters. I'm just gonna do that. Okay, a little bit ugly, but
Why
that's
don't
what
I
they called me in
why
high
don't I have
school, and
goop
we all got
everywhere?
through that.
Oh right, I don't have goop everywhere because it requires plants, and that's really annoying.
Ah, damn it!
Takes
I need to
forever
get some
to
rods.
pickle the bushes, and you need that organic matter in order to make the goo. So I gave up. On
Yeah, we
one.
do.
Some creative, hopping from floor to floor also solves the problem. Let's see.
It's like you're speed running.
Where
But-
are you? Where are you currently feeding stuff? I'm trying to find it.
I'm not. I'm really still like in infancy stages. I have not hardly done a thing yet.
I might start a new building in the clearing over here.
Where's the clearing over here? that you're
Where the
referring
coal
to?
came from.
I'm walking over. Yeah, yeah. Totally want to be putting it basically exactly where you're putting it right now. That's perfect. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna try not to fall to our deaths while doing it.
And then they'll just like spaghetti, like feed the resources back and forth.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of spaghetti, but you know what? That's just the way that we've been doing things.
When you
this
have these
entire
convenient
playthrough.
towers and all this verticality, it's actually really easy to convert resources from one building to the other.
God damn it! I need to go with reinforced iron plates. Everything needs to fucking die. Just run
Rock,
around
no.
the entire base.
All right, well that's the end of that building. Goes that far. Oh. Oop, there's poison right over here. Goody. We're gonna have a shitty back alley.
Ooh, that's tantalizing sounding. Is that where all the bad kids hang out?
Oh yeah. Radical.
Selling you drugs and skateboards.
Air poison. They're plants with air poison. It's kind of like drugs. And being cool in that you are poisoned. I will use every piece of concrete. It does the bird butterfly run into our base? Yep, it just clips right through it. Which is a little funny, because on some level, I thought that what we were doing was actually kind of the norm in this game. I have no idea.
What do you mean the norm? I'm confused.
Our giant thing.
Oh, like making a big old, like, factory thing? You thought that was kind of like what normal
Wait.
people do?
What's wrong?
I don't know. I'm not going to tell you. You should just know. Okay, I shouldn't have to tell you what's wrong.
The thing you're trying to use as a coal source is not currently making coal. I also don't want to run all the way there. I'll try to find the power
Yeah,
line.
that sounds like a pain in the ass.
I think
You're
the
right, though. There's no coal coming down.
Yeah, I think the
these
power.
parts.
I think the power got disconnected. So there's the power line. I'll trace that back into the base and see where it's not connected to anything. I'll have to go there anyway, though, because it does need to become a minor Mark II if we're going to start drawing its resources, because that's currently going into our power. Because steel gives us a bit of a conflict between power and so on. Okay,
Yeah, I like it. It's good
Yeah,
design.
This got disconnected when I tore up my base. And somehow only ran dry just now. Let's create a redundant connection somewhere.
Did you hear that Factorio is basically feature complete at this point?
Is it?
The latest version of Factorio is basically just long-term maintenance, where all they're going to do is send out like security patches or bug fixes, but they're not adding. There's no more features being added to Factorio.
I guess that's what we're playing next. Ah, the copper is also not connected to the base.
Well, what the fuck is connected to the base?
Well, I tore up that whole chunk of the base, and which means in order to build anything, I had to get rid of all the power poles that were nearby. And so that does kind of lead to like a trial and error aspect of finding out what's not currently working.
Okay, that's actually totally fair.
I thought I mostly got it because the main part of the base I did reconnect the big tower, but there are disparate individual like single power pole like chains across the map, and if their one point of failure is disconnected, then they're just not working.
Yeah.
And you don't see them, so you don't really notice they're not working until something's wrong, and then you trace it back like trying to untangle a cable. Guess it's the first thought
Hypertubes
that
are
came to mind.
exploitable and can launch you across the map like a cannon, but the way you're going to use them, they won't do that. Okay, hold
Wow,
on. That
are we
second
getting-
sentence is... Are you negging me
Yeah.
into making cannon travel? Because if so,
We're being nagged.
you know me well.
That's what's happening, apparently.
Yeah. But only an alpha bro would,
Yeah,
would
only some
do
kind
that.
of, like, factory Chad.
That sounds fucking awesome. I'm gonna try to learn how to make cannon travel in this game. You just made it worth my time.
Keith is gonna finally play Factorio. I've played Factorio several times
Yeah.
on this channel. Bird was
Keith
there.
and I have played it
Yeah.
together.
I've literally launched the rocket on this channel.
I think I've launched the rocket.
Just waiting for the stupid
I've
game
launched
to
the rocket
get
on
finished one
mine.
day. God,
Yeah.
stupid bullshit trash game. I hate it. When's the new patch? Not that I like it or anything.
Oh, this ratio sucks.
The ratio of how this works.
Yeah, it's 45 iron ore for a foundry. Okay, so that would be I need to do
Oh, to make the building?
so we don't so we only
Okay.
can have 2 foundries.
I was gonna say
That
the coal looks 1 to
sucks.
1. The ratio looks 1 to 1.
So this is a belt of 30.
Did you already upgrade the entire iron mining area?
Yes,
to
all
Mark
those
II?
all those over there are Mark IIs. So this is already set up. So
I
our
would be
current
much
base-
less concerned about that and more concerned about the fact that you need an equal amount of coal, and we have way less coal mining than iron mining.
Yes, I am concerned about that, but that's also something I'm going to push out of my brain and not think about at the moment because that seems scary. But thank you for calling your attention to something I'm currently in denial about.
Wow.
I do appreciate it, but it is wrong. And so are you.
Let's make corners.
Okay, so how's this shit work? So we have 30 coming off of one. So we're going to split and join. Right? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
handcraft another iron miner. You put it directly. How dare you? I'm destroying it.
Okay, that works just as well. Oh, right. Walls. Alright.
You monster. Aesthetic
I'm not
is
much of a
just as
logistics
important
person.
as other factorizing.
Not much of a... how do I do the logistics in this game? So we need 45. We have 3 belts of 30. Do I split one of the belts and add it to the other 2 to get 45 and 45? Or do I split all of them and like add them some
So
way? Like, do I split them down to 15s and add them together? Or do I
So
split one
is
into
each-
15s and add them?
So each has a rate of 30. Is that what you're saying?
Each of these belts is 30. Yeah.
Yeah. So you feed one into one machine, the other one into another machine, and then you split the third one into the other 2.
Into the other 2? Okay,
So you're
got
only
it.
splitting one of them, and then the 2 splits are merging into the other 2, and that'll give you 45 on each lane.
Okay, and that's not... Okay, that's what I thought, but I've been wrong so many times trying to do stuff like that that I am admitting defeat. But that's what I thought you needed to do.
Weirdly, I think it helps that I took hydrology. Where you...
Yeah,
Which is
I'm glad that you took that thing that you just said words about.
Well, I think water might be the etymological origin of the word bandwidth. And so when I took
Interesting.
hydrogeology, I think I learned about bandwidth in a pre-data way.
Does that mean...
And that's
Does
kind
that
of
mean
how
you're
it
a
works here.
hydralisk?
Yeah, I'm a hydralisk. The
Wow!
most dangerous unit in all of StarCraft, as far as I can remember. Wasn't that the devastatingly large nightmare, Zerg?
That's the ultralisk.
Well, that's just the
The
same
hydralisk
thing
is the one that
with
like spat little
yoked.
spines at you and like...
An ultralisk is just a yoked hydralisk.
I'm gonna say yes
Today-
but I'm confused.
Today on Bad StarCraft Lore, angry comments brought to you by encouraging the algorithm. Come at me, brah. Correct me, daddy.
I'm on the internet and I'm wrong and confident about it.
I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna brag about it instead of correcting it. Fuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Enough.
Don't you
Enough.
love it?
Okay, so we have 2 foundries, which is kind of pathetic. I'm
It's-
super concerned about that. That's not going to scale very well whatsoever.
It's our starting point, but yeah, the long-term
And-
goal will involve scaling up, including like finding more coal. In general.
Yeah.
The main thing is we want the foundry started and production of these items started, because then we can easily mass produce minor Mark IIs, which also involves all of our coal.
Yes.
So we can improve the production of coal at the one that you're feeding off of, but also we can then improve all of the other coals at the big coal mine, and then probably bring some of them here.
Keith,
What?
where are you?
What'd
Are you
you
close
do?
to me?
Basically,
I made something cool.
I don't believe you. What did you do?
I think you're really gonna like it when you see it.
Why did it let you do this?
Look at this fucktastrohe.
Why does the
Eclipse
game
through
let these
the-
things happen?
Oh man. Okay, let's make it better. I don't know what the rate we're using this coal is with regards to the fact that it is being ostensibly fed into power,
Yeah, I have no idea.
but we're using our power so slowly because we have so much.
yeah, because that was my previous off-screen project before the
Yeah.
screws.
So I'm gonna operate under the assumption that this is producing it at the minor Mark 1 rate, which is bad, but
At the moment, yeah, it is Mark 1. There's no Mark 2.
on that area.
It's very far away, but also I didn't want to handcraft all of the requirements for a Mark II. Kind of want us to
Yeah,
just
no, this
make
is
the
a-
constructors and then...
This is a serious problem. I sort of want to explore making a train to get it over here, but obviously that requires steel, so we're not going to be doing that at this time.
Can we even make trains?
No, that's why I'm saying, like, I want to explore that.
Yeah,
in
I was
the
going to say, like, we don't even know how to make
future.
them yet.
Not yet.
We can make trucks.
Yeah, but trucks are fucking awful, if as you remember. Maybe they're fine, but I remember them being so bad.
We didn't try very hard,
Yes.
but it was confusing.
Do you think that that's going to be any different this time? I'm speaking from a place of practicality here.
It could be fun. Let's see.
It won't be.
That could be my experimental project while you're working on this, because two people fighting over one building at the same time doesn't go very well. We can work on different floors, but not the same floor. So we're really throttled right now. Trucks with steel. So you work on that. I made the next floor for you. I might make another floor real quick. I'll put the ladder over here.
Let's be fine for now. Whatever.
Because we have a few different products that need to be made. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Missing wires, but wires are so far away.
That's my least
Why
favorite
are
thing
the
about them.
wires so far
let's climb
away?
up. So far away. Da, 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 da. Through the fire and the memes we carry on.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
I mean, have you ever heard a meme?
I'd rather not.
Yeah, exactly. What do I
For the-
not want to?
Memes are for the unwashed masses.
The hypertube exploit isn't fixed, and the truck won't be fixed either. Okay.
The truck
That's
won't be fixed? What does
good.
that mean?
I don't know, but it reaffirms mostly what I wanted to hear, so I'm glad to hear
Are
it.
they saying trucks don't work? What is that? What are they talking
I'm
about?
choosing to interpret that that's what they're saying, so I don't have to do trucks.
I'm the one that's gonna do trucks as like a hobby
Oh, yeah.
until you're done with steel, because it's the choking point where we can't get much done.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay,
So I'm
carry
like,
on.
let's make trucks. That'll be a disaster. Maybe I can use them
See,
to get
trains-
to get shipments.
I remember trains being very fun and satisfying, even if kind of were broken netcode wise.
Yeah, making trains was around the time the game was stopping working.
Yeah.
You couldn't see train tracks, and that was like the first symptom of our
Of many.
of our playthrough ending. Until suddenly you'd walk into a base and none of the buildings were there, and you're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it was rough.
see you guys in a few updates, about 18 months or so. Oh,
Oh?
I forgot how much the screws floor sticks out.
Yeah, it's
So I about-
not a subtle building.
I about kissed it. Our third floor is next to, it's like only like a foot away, or like a few feet away from the most protruding corner of the screws floor. The protruding screws. Alright, so there's
Alright,
currently
so
3
we
floors
have-
in the steel building.
We have 2 foundries. We have at most 60 coal coming in, and we need 90 to support just 2 foundries. So, we need to locate more coal. That's what I'm gonna do.
Huzzah. So you're stopping at that?
I suppose.
Okay, well, if you're leaving, I'm gonna work on the steel building then.
Okay,
Just so
I
we
mean, the
start-
main thing is I need to...
Because even if
We
it's
need
slow,
to-
I just want the building. I just want the things that build the stuff to start.
Yeah, I mean, I have a foundry going. If you want, but the foundry itself is only getting 30 coal. So what I was going to do, actually, shit, I don't know what to do. Because part of me doesn't want to get too far into this process until we've worked out our coal situation, and the other part of me wants to at least start the process with what we have. So I don't know what you would prefer. I guess
I'm
since you're
already
also playing this.
I'm already planning on making the constructors on each floor right now. I want to
Okay.
like start making each resource.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'm going to hand make another miner Mark II, and I'm going to take that over to the coal miner that is currently feeding into all this, and at least make that Mark II to get us started, like in a way that we're not going to be resource starved. And then I have to think about other things, relevant things. It's not like I'm going to be thinking about like how many Care Bears were there? Like, no. It's going to be focused up. For your,
We have to choose
But now I'm
between
curious.
pipes
God
and
damn it.
beams. So right from the get-go, we have 2 different things to make out of steel. Shit.
Chad, I need somebody to tell me how many Care Bears there were.
That depends on which canonical universe you're asking about, Bird.
Oh no, I don't want to know about the Care Bear extended universe.
You've underestimated just how exhausting this can all get. Wait, is a constructor exactly the size of one foundation?
I think so.
I think it is, yeah.
Oh, that's satisfying right there.
Is it satisfactory? Just gonna not process that one. You know
Sometimes
what?
silence is the best shame factor of all.
You know what? Thanks, but I'd rather not listen to the thing you said ever.
There are 10 Care
1,
Bears.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's not a number. 1, 2, 3. Delete the middle one. There. Now they're spaced out, so you can tell which side's which. I'm smart. Your pipes. And your pipes.
Hi,
Your
smart.
pipes. How many otters are there
How many
The-
otters are there?
in the otter club?
Well, there's
The-
sea
the-
otters, and then there's
No, the,
river otters.
The pops.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Otter pops.
Oh. Well, there's blue. There's red.
And they've got names and personalities.
Oh, okay. Well, you know,
And
they're
tragic
probably named
backstories. Like one of them's an orphan. So,
Yeah.
that's the tragic backstory. The only one. Everyone
don't
else
wanna-
is having a great
I don't
time.
want to fucking think about sad otters. What the fuck, man?
They're not real.
They're not. Well, that's even, dude. I thought they were all named after historical otters.
You ever try to build a track so you accidentally eat berries? Day in the life.
What's the deal with that? Hashtag relatable. But you know what's really relatable is I don't even go to colleges anymore. It's like you guys gotta,
That fucking skit.
It's so good. It's so
God.
good. Oh man.
Wait, is that the... Was that the guy that does the animations of the RPG stuff via...
You know what's quaint is that this coal, when we first had to go get it, it felt like it was an insanely long distance away from our base.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that's been way further than this that this
Yeah.
is like a cute amount of distance.
It was also partially, like, explorative at one point, and now it's just like,
Oh,
it's, you know, it's over
true,
there,
that-
it's over that hill.
True, that was kind of the nightmare part, was that
Yeah.
it was,
Like, without a bunch of stuff built
We didn't
along the
know where
way,
it
you
was.
also didn't have the best idea of how to get there. Now you just have a beacon that points at it, so it's like, oh, I know where that is. This is
yeah,
the
that's
place.
actually a good point.
God, that like...
Okay, you can't just say that the Wikipedia entry on how many Care Bears there were was wrong, but then not also provide the correction of how many Care Bears there are. I'm sitting here, dick in hand, waiting for Care Bear knowledge.
Yeah, I didn't realize
And it ain't
I
coming.
didn't realize we were just gonna crime today. We're just gonna do crimes. Thought you really thought you had our back here, chat, but you let us down.
Yeah, I thought you really cared.
I can't bear it. Start making those two thingies. So these buildings are useless to me now.
All right, so we have one little coley do, and oh, you have to hand count it because there's no total. You have to, you have to go through
check
all
how
of
many
them.
they see.
Oh my god. Okay, thank you. I apologize for being a dick. You get
My God.
you get the rare I apologize for being a dick sentence.
Yeah, I was like, we just had a breakthrough.
Well, that's because this is a stranger, so I respect him a lot more than you.
Oh. And I was all like, are you gonna be okay? But then you you'd, so I retract.
All right,
So
I'm
those
going
things plus that.
to. Okay, fuck it. Let's make another minor Mark II. I'm gonna just get some more coal coming over here. Whatever. You can make a nuclear missile silo in Factorio. What the what are you nuking? That's got to be a mod. I mean, you can't honestly be declaring like nuclear holocaust in the fucking Zerglings.
I can take apart a remote control and I can almost put it back together. I can design an engine 64 miles to the miles to the gallon of gasoline. There we go. Context clues about what the sentence was really pieced the rest of it together. I hated that song when I first heard it, but then it grew on me so hard.
That's always the worst.
It's so good though. It's I don't regret it. It's a really good song.
Oh, well, then it's not the worst. I don't know what I just said right then, but it was the wrong sentence. Please don't disagree with me. I'm very, very fragile.
Oh no. Non-confrontational bird. Concrete. Make. There we go. Yeah. Just make the sound of sitting down. Like, what? Who's in my chair? I'm back from my 20-minute bathroom break. How'd you carry on the stream without me?
How does this work? Oh, I don't have enough concrete. Okay, I can go fix that. Ah, the throat's so dry. There are 63 bears, including shivery
Oh
timber.
my god! I thought there'd be like 7.
63 bears, including shiver me timber, baby tugs, and baby hugs.
It better be Shiver Me Tim Bear.
No, it's timber.
Why do we even make art?
I don't know.
If we're just
Defend
gonna
God.
fall so short of our potential. There's encased beams. Da-da-da.
Oh, good news. That was an autocorrect moment. It is bear.
Is it really Shiver Me Tim Bear?
Apparently.
I should write for them. Apparently.
I don't think they make Care Bears anymore.
They probably
they?
do. Various Hasbro brands just never die.
What, all of them?
Yeah. They just keep them around forever if they were like ever profitable.
Yeah, because eventually they wrap around and become unironically hipster cool. So, you know.
They probably still sell like Care Bear merch and make some variation of a show or something.
Yeah, there's probably like some 3D animated show of like Care Bear Adventure Land Hug Time or whatever.
Some kind of hyper realistic, emotionally cathartic like office show.
What, like Care Bear's grown up? Like, what the hell are you talking about?
I'm just thinking about how fucking Agretzko comes from the fucking Hello Kitty people of all people, and I'm like, what? Never thought I'd ever even look closer at anything related to Hello Kitty than just being vaguely aware of the picture of the cat head and the name Hello Kitty. And yet now one of my favorite shows is made by them, and I don't know what to do with that.
See, here I was thinking that like a Care Bear, like all grown up thing, like all the Care Bears are like super like cynical, and like they've all grown up and become like office like CEO bear and like tax attorney bear and like whatever shit. And, like the main character is like one of the Care Bears who's like unemployed and like never grew up, but then like they had to when like the show got canceled or something. Oh my god, this is like the Netflix adaptation of it. Like they were all actors in like the original Care Bear show, but then like that show got canceled.
Netflix's Marvel's kind of Care Bears.
Yeah. So then like one of the Care Bears, like he didn't do a very good job like adjusting back into like adult life. So he's like unemployed and on the couch, and then his friend is the way more annoying Care Bear that like still like they never grew up at all, but they still managed to be successful about it. So they're like
Haida.
They're just like still like that.
Not Haida. What's the donkey?
I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, I know what kind of what you're talking about.
Steve, fucking Agretzko's Steve Jobs.
Okay, I don't quite know what you're talking about, but the point is, like,
why was he purple?
Yeah, you get it, and it wouldn't even it needs a snappy like Care Bear-esque name, but
Cared
not. But
Bears.
I don't know.
The past
Who cares
tense.
bears.
The who
cared
cares
bears.
I cared once.
Yeah.
Wake up, sheeple. And there's a whole story arc of them learning to love again. And then the
Yeah.
then the apocalypse happens.
What the fuck?
This
Why?
This is also a reference to a show that actually happened.
Oh.
The dinosaurs show ends with them all dying.
The dinosaur show was awesome.
They all die because of... I mean, it was always going to happen technically, but they didn't have to, like, do it. But they did. They fucking hard committed to the fucking... like, the fucking, like, meteor apocalypse happening. But I think they blame it vaguely on, like, a climate change thing that was caused by the characters in the show. It's like, that's a ending note. I guess they're all dead now.
Such a good show, though. Like, that show kicked ass when it was new, and, like, it's still so good, I think. It's a classic. There used to be a dinosaurs cafe. Like, that's when you knew you made it in the 90s, was when you had a cafe dedicated to your sitcom.
That's when you know it's art. True art. We're finally using copper.
Nice.
It's not just for power anymore.
And the best part is that it will never catch me alive.
Oh.
Thank you.
Right.
That was the proper amount of time and delay that I expected that pun to make.
It's like, wait a minute.
Definitely sunblock levels of recognition.
No, that took you a solid, like, 2 minutes.
I still am not sure. When I watch that clip again, I'm still like, did I even get it during this clip? Like, I don't know.
Do you get it now, even?
I do get it now. But like,
I don't
when I was
know.
watching it, I was like, I can't tell if I was bullshitting Keith that I got it and just wanted
Just
the
to move
conversation
on.
to move on, or like if I actually got it.
At some
It's
point,
so
you're
real
just
and
too
wild.
embarrassed to continue admitting you don't know what it is. You're just like, oh yeah. I mean, you literally did pretend to get it
Yeah.
once before you fully maybe still pretended to get it. Because you were like, oh, that's
It's the
funny as
same-
shit, and then it was like, wait, I don't get it.
It's the same sort of shame that you feel when you're playing like Wheel of Fortune with friends and you think you got it, but it turns out that you just legitimately don't know how to spell. And you're like, ah, shit.
That's hot. That's hot.
I was just joking, man. Like, yeah, I totally know that that's spelled with a Q and an X.
I don't know if I've ever played Wheel of Fortune.
Oh,
It always seems
as
like
far as I can tell, it's a show where nobody ever wins because they just keep getting bankrupt and lose the turns over and over.
yeah,
again.
the wheel looks fucking infuriating.
Yeah,
But also, that whole shit, like, there's like an aspect of like it seems so counterproductive to Let's Play the video game versions of it, because
oh, I don't know. I'd
you're
never do
inherent
that.
because the only thing you'd want to do is shout what you're thinking it might be constantly. Otherwise, you're just silently sitting there like, I think I know it, or I don't get it, and that's all the commentary.
Right.
Because you
Right.
can't like guess out loud unless because you're competing with each other. But like it's just you tantalizingly looking at incomplete words and guessing what they are. But without the
Yeah, I don't know.
without the shouting aspect of that one game we like, where you just rapid fire guess
Blather
everything.
around.
Blather around, yeah. Alright, so we're currently making stators and encased steel beams and what are they called? I can't hit them. Steel pipes. So we have 4 different things being made so far, but just one machine of each. Let's see. We'll get there.
The Care Bears wiki is out of date. Well, it sounds like unless you want to be spreading misinformation, you gotta go to like the Care Bear website and get on this shit.
Yeah. Don't you own a physical copy, hardcover, sealed and signed, like transcripts of the Care Bear visual dictionary? I'm sorry, I thought we had real fans.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord have mercy.
It's so fucking funny to me when I see like the Star Wars visual dictionary. It's like, wow, here's the names and backgrounds of all of those fucking Knights of Ren that never spoke or did anything. That they set up for 3 movies. Here's their colorful histories. It's like, it doesn't count if it never fucking happens. You can't just write it in a book afterwards. Like, here's a pamphlet that explains Napstablook's tragic backstory. It's not in the video game, though. That's
Dumbledore's gay.
Here's the horrifying reason why he always wants to chill. Yeah, exactly. It's the J.K. Rowling shit, too. Vanish me poopum.
Vanish me poopum.
That was like the room of Harry Potter retcons where it's so through the roof bad that it comes back around to being incredible.
So
because all the other stuff is just so bad, and that one's just incredible because someone just like fired off that tweet on the official account, and I don't think it was ever retconned or contradicted. It was just left to sit there. And it's been like, I think that was 2 years ago.
I think it's been longer than that.
I think it's from 2018 because I'm watching a series of streams from 2018 where they mentioned. I just hit the part where that
nostalgia.
happened. Yeah, it just happened to them, and like they're experiencing it for the first time. I'm like, ah, yay!
I remember the halcyon days of 2018. Nothing happened, but if anything did happen, it was probably bad, because that's what I remember of 2018.
Lots of looking forward to 2 more years of Trump. it's like when you're finishing fucking sophomore year of high school, and you're like, wow, we're only halfway there. I have to do everything I've done so far, but again and harder. That seems like an eternity. God, I remember feeling that when I finished high school, and it felt like I'd been in a high school for 100 years. And it's like, I have to go to fucking college next, and it's the same length, just for like the bare minimum of a bachelor's degree. I guess associates is the bare minimum, but associate's degrees never sounded real to me. It never sounded like a real degree. I don't know. That was just my gut reaction, especially then. Although I think there's fields where that's just the whole field.
God. Ow.
And college is kind of a scam.
Okay, that wasn't cool.
You just hit yourself?
No, I think my kidney just decided to say hello for some reason.
Oh,
Ow.
No.
Jesus.
What's that?
I think I just had a muscle spasm in my abs, which was extraordinarily painful.
I thought you were like, well, not even done with previous health problem, but here comes new health problem.
Oh, it's fine. I have insurance. I might as well use it.
Just jump out a
pay
window.
for it once a month, damn it.
You ever just yeet yourself out of a window for funsies?
Bobby?
Bobby?
No, I made it sound like Hankus Hillis.
Hankus Hillis. Alright.
Makes it sound like a Roman.
Yeah. Hankicus Hillicus.
Ah,
some kind of bullshit.
Out of a butt into a bucket.
Are you continuing to pain?
Things to make things.
You didn't bring enough stuff? Oh.
Well, I didn't know how much stuff I needed to bring.
What did you think you needed to well, because you can always plan ahead. Because you can
that's true.
You can pin the costs of building X number of building on your screen.
Well, at this point, all I need is just a lot of conveyor Mark IIs and like 1 or 2 little splitters. But yeah, mostly conveyor Mark IIs. So, how the hell do I get out of the glory coal? This is a I found like a tunnel, and
You
it's
go-
lined with
No,
nothing
there's
but
there's
poison.
there's no tunnels. You go towards the water, and you climb the
Okay.
ridge on the left by all the machines, and it takes you to the top of the pit. I
Oh,
forgot
okay,
what this
okay, I
means.
see it over there. Got it.
Modular frames.
They killed off almost half the bears, and now it's 34 bears.
in the Care Bear Infinity War.
Thanos snapped away half the Care Bears.
They
Oh,
killed off
man.
half the Care Bears.
Oh, God.
What a fucking
Wow,
claim
this
to
entire
make.
conversation was 5 times funnier than I ever thought it would be.
You never thought.
Thank
this
you
would have
for
this kind of
accompanying me on
payoff.
this journey. God damn. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good.
This was so stupid. Oh God. Ugh. The big challenge is remembering what you were going to do when you go from a place to a place. When
Yeah,
you
it's like
arrive at
walking
the
through a door in
destination.
your house. And you're just
Yeah.
like, oh hell, why am I here?
Is it
Okay,
pink? Is pink the frames?
I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how to actually get back to the base.
I did make
Maybe-
frames pink.
I think I
Oh
did.
yeah, because the logic was that like the frames made me think of strippers.
Oh my god, that's logical, and also I hate it.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of vertical poles. So I was like, pink. It was whatever my gut reaction was, because I'm like, I don't know fucking what color to make things. I just need to make them all different colors. So I'm like, rotos are red, violets
Violets
are
are
blue,
blue.
and modular frames are pink. maybe that's why I made them red.
Maybe.
Rotors are red.
Oh boy, we're losing it. We are losing it tonight.
We'll be fine. Or there will be no survivors.
Didn't all the Care Bears basically just have like Lucky Charms on their stomachs?
I think those were guns.
What? There was no gun bear.
No,
What the hell are you talking
their
about?
stomachs were guns.
Oh yeah,
And-
no, their stomachs were magic wands that could.
And for
like,
some reason it was called a stare. Like they were looking with their eyes, but it was their belly, like cutie
Oh, the
mark.
Care Bear stare. Yeah, I think that sounds familiar.
Like their chest was just a gun, and they used them to kill threats. Like a hive. Like ants defending their hive.
like, mommy, look, it's the Care Bear. It's like, don't point, honey. Don't. I get that they're cute, but we need to stay
Don't-
far away.
Don't stare.
Jesus. Care Bears would be a lot more terrifying if, like,
They existed.
they kind of, yeah, like, if like they're, I lost my train of thought. Shit. Okay, Care Bears would be a lot more terrifying if, like, in the cartoon they were speaking English at each other, right? But like that was just a translation, and in the real world, Care Bears just like roar and growl
Yeah.
at each other like real bears.
It sounds like a meat canyon.
Ah,
cartoon.
fuck the bees.
This is
Oh
gonna hurt
god, this thing's trying to kill me now
a little
too.
bit.
I just wish I could leave the glory coal. Okay, next time I'm coming here, I'm making like a stairs or something.
not
'cause
find
this
it?
sucks. No. Found bees though.
Did you never find your way
Ow.
back to like the main the buildings?
No.
Where are you? Where
I'm
did
by
you
the
wander?
glory coal, and I've
Where
been
did you
basically
run?
running in a circle.
But the glory coal is full of like coal refineries, right?
Yes.
You're there,
'Cause
right?
I want to get.
Like, do you see the buildings? So go towards the water, where all of the
I think
things
I
that are siphoning
might
water
have
are.
found
when you-
it.
And then when you're at the water, you go to the ridge on the left that's going up over the lake.
Yeah.
Because when you're facing the water, you're facing our base. Our base is in that direction. As you can tell from the beacons that tell you where our base is.
I
you
think
just
where That's yeah.
I do not know how you got this lost.
It's okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just go pick up my dead body's stuff.
They've got little lights on them.
Yeah, do it that way. I think the main problem is that I approach the glory coal by like coming around the backside and then diving right in. You know what I mean?
Like you jumped into the lake.
Yeah, I was also trying to phrase it really grossly, but yeah, that's what I actually did.
You came on their backside, the lake's
I came on the backside
and the glory
and
hole.
dove in.
That's not how glory holes work.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Not unless you're
that's not how
dick's a
glory
fire
holes
hose.
I mean, that. Yeah, like that would ever happen, right? Who would ever have a fire hose? It's just like whatever, man.
Stupid. Unless.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I got way turned around because I just didn't come through the normal way. I dove in.
Yeah, I always just jump in.
Like
that's
Steele
just,
Johnson.
But you just gotta know, like, that's the way you get back out, is the way you got in. We don't fly up you don't fly back up the cliff, but that is the direction you go in. Because there's just like a ledge there. There's a big slope that takes you exactly back where you came from.
Yeah.
Ah, I see a problem that I've created for myself.
Ooh, that gives you something to solve.
Let's try to not acknowledge it for as long as possible. Until it goes
Now you're
away.
playing
Like
things the
problems
bird way.
do. Problems
Yeah.
never grow. If you ignore them, it's like in a video game where stuff just doesn't exist when you're not looking at it. Because it saves in processing power. Probleming power, yes.
Yes, I'm gonna try that with my taxes this year. It sounds like a good idea. Uh-oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Oh.
Was that your
crate
taxes?
will still be there, right?
Did you die?
I attempted to dive into the lake from a different direction and just landed on the beach instead.
What? How are you making this so hard? I don't know what you're doing.
I have my methodologies and you have yours.
That's
And-
forgiving.
Shit, I wasn't paying attention. I walked off another cliff. Damn it.
You are a danger to yourself.
And
But not really.
others.
No. Don't flatter yourself.
I start out as a danger to others when they place a base amount of trust in me, and then they just learn not to touch that stove ever again. It's like, hey, can you do this thing for me?
That's
Okay, never mind.
You ask for my help in something that makes me go out of my way, and then I show you the stove, which physically exists. And then you never ask me again.
Yeah, I tried asking him if he could help me hold some books or whatever, and he insisted that I go into his kitchen and look at his stove for a little while. So I thought that was pretty fucking weird, right? So I didn't ask him any more favors after that. But yeah, that's what he does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, you know about the stove too?
Yeah. This takes his metaphors very, very literally.
Metaphors.
Yeah, the metaphor. Ah, damn it! I got head-butted by a monster.
Did you just get knocked off a cliff and die?
No, I just took damage from falling off the previous cliff, so I was in low health. I thought I could juke.
But you could
Turns
not
out,
juke.
I could not juke.
You will be the juke or the jukey. Which
How
one
long
are you?
How long do dead body crates hang around? If I die once, is it gone?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well,
But
I'm gonna keep trying
try
because
to
it's
die
really
again.
amusing to me.
I get the feeling there might be like infinite, like stuff just doesn't go away maybe. Because like whenever
Yeah,
you
that's
just
what I'm hoping for.
disassemble something, it like throws the body there.
Yeah.
Let's see. But when you disassemble stuff, it just pukes all your shit on the floor. So maybe that's just how it always handles anything that's just left on the floor, including your body.
Yeah. Well, I got a couple of minutes to kill while I do this thing. Did you hear about the Terraria dev in Google Stadia?
The Terraria dub?
Dev.
Dev.
The developer.
They're developing Terraria in
Yeah.
something related to Google Stadia.
Yeah. So, to put it another way, the Terraria developers were planning on porting Terraria to Google Stadia,
Oh.
and then they rage canceled their port after Google shut down their YouTube account for 3 weeks, and they have not responded to any emails or support tickets or anything like that.
So like one mismanaged part of Google is fucking over other mismanaged parts of Google.
Yeah, exactly. Like the developers of Terraria, what had happened was they had gotten an email saying, hey, your YouTube account, one of your videos is in violation of our terms of service, but it's not going to result in a copyright strike or anything like that.
And
So
then
the
it
Terraria
like, took
devs
the, then it,
were
like took the channel down.
Yeah, so the Terraria devs were like, okay, that sounds nice. I guess we don't really need to do anything or take any actions. And then their channel got taken down. And then Google does what Google does, which is they went big mode, and they took down their channel, and the developers Android, their personal Gmail account got locked out. They weren't able to access their Google Drive, and they weren't able to access
So it's
anything
like
that they
fucking
bought
over
from the
their
Google Play
company's
Store.
working and everything.
Yeah,
Like they could
well,
have
sort of.
assets on there that they don't have, that they have to find backups of.
Yeah, luckily they didn't store any game critical assets on Google Drive or anything like that. This was just the personal account of the developer. And so he was like, okay, he couldn't access anything that he purchased through the Google Play Store. So he was like, okay, this is nice. And so he apparently spent 3 weeks trying to get Google to unlock their account or do anything like that. And finally
This
he
is
just
enough
goes
for
on
now?
Twitter. He finally just goes on Twitter one day and he just says, hey Google, I've been trying to get you to unlock my accounts for 3 weeks. It's very clear that you don't care about me as a business partner, so I don't really care about you. The Terraria port's canceled.
That's more or less fitting, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're just
He
getting
put it
fucked
in
over
slightly
by
different
this,
terms,
by how they're
a little-
mismanaging you.
Yeah, he put it in slightly different terms, a little bit more eloquently, but that was kind of the thrust of what he was saying, was straight up
Yeah.
you don't care, so neither do I now. Bye.
Fair.
Yeah.
Google's deeply
Goddamn.
frustrating. Like I've been on the other end of that before, but not
Awful.
that severely. Where
Mm-hmm.
it's just deeply frustrating. Where you're like, So we had a GTA playthrough, GTA 5
Mhm.
on Sad Games back in the day.
Yeah.
Or we still have it. I don't think anything's wrong with that playthrough. But what happened is out of nowhere. So I used to make monthly highlight reels of the videos that we made that month, and here's some clips from the thing and whatnot. It was especially easier because back then I didn't do any audio processing, so I just found all the parts where the audio got really loud for all of a sudden, and oh, there it is. That's where we're laughing or
makes
yelling about
sense.
something. So those highlights. It was very easy. I'd make a highlight reel in half an hour for an entire month of videos. I would just drag every
Nice.
video into my editor. Our fucking highlight reel of GTA got taken down for community violations, and it was unappealable, and there was no actual feedback as to what was violated. And it's like,
yeah, I think a community strike is like unappealable or something. Like the copyright strike system is already really bad, but the community strike system is even more opaque to me.
yeah, and it's just so infuriating because they just won't even slightly work with you. You're just given nothing. You're like, okay, our video,
Yeah.
we just lost a video, and we don't know. I don't even know if it was reported or if a bot just flagged it randomly one day. I don't even know if it was like somebody that was like vindictively trolling our channel and like decided to report something or whatever. Like when Smash the Seal came after us, I at least knew what the fuck was happening.
Yeah.
But, which is so fucking God.
What a stupid saga. Of all the companies to try and dick you to, they had to be called Smash a Seal.
Well, it's like I've said it before, but it was so fucking cathartic and like whatever the opposite of gaslighting is, when you like de-gaslighting, when I watched the fucking Jim Sterling podcast where he was arguing with the Digital Homicide developer that kept going after him all the time and trying to get his videos taken down for him making videos that were critical of his games. How dare he? That's illegal. Like, he was always trying to find ways to like stop him as opposed to just making better games or ignoring him if he needs to. And but that guy said all the same shit that the Smash a Seal guys did in their fucking emails. Or that's just one guy. There wasn't other people working at Smash a Seal. But like, they're so fucking like self-important and like, how dare you corrupt my art when it's like the most low effort, trash, embarrassing game ever. But they're like so prideful about it for some reason, and they're like and they will like essentially like try to like make up like and essentially like lie about the severity of anything you did because all you did was like make a video where you're like, this is kind of shit.
You cost me 2 million sales.
Yeah. It's like and like massive misinterpretations of how copyright works and so on, or fair use and so on. Like, they just think like, you're using my copyright by playing the game, and like just not understanding that like they don't get to just like tell you how to cover their own thing. People are just weird.
Yeah, you can only do that if you're very wealthy.
Yeah. Speaking of, back to Stadia, who was trying to do the exact thing.
So yeah, that's I thought that was very nice to see. I mean, that platform, God, I'm just waiting for the day 2 months from now when Google like pulls the plug on this thing, because I mean, I've never seen a company, basically like a tech company, over the course of like 2 years just completely shred their like trust with their consumer base or anything like that, you know?
Like Stadia or Google?
Google as a whole, right? Like, I don't know anybody at this point that is like super gung-ho on anything that Google makes anymore, because people will be like, yeah, I used to be really into Google stuff, but then they canceled all my shit and they like stopped supporting all my stuff. Or it'd be like, yeah, I used to set up my home to be like full of a bunch of Google products, and I did it for my friends and family, and then every 2 years my friends would come and tell me that the thing stopped working, so I'd have to do it all over again for them. So eventually I just stopped doing that.
Yeah, it's surprisingly hard to trust that anything will stick around besides like Google, YouTube, and Google Earth.
Yeah, Google Maps, Gmail, and YouTube, and even YouTube. I'm just, some days I'm like, where's this going? You know?
Don't jinx it.
I should have brought the fucking reinforced. Why did I go get my stuff to come back and get reinforced iron? Oh,
you
Jesus!
Didn't, so you already knew you needed something, but you came back for your body first.
Yeah, damn it. I suppose that's fine, because otherwise there'd be
more bodies.
Yeah, the alternative would be just a bunch of boxes of.
Do you have a weapon yet, or you just try not to die by dying?
I can strafe.
How's that working for you?
Usually fine.
How usually?
So anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know. When Google said they were going to be making Stadia, I was like, that's a 2-year project. We'll see. You know, and even still, I'm full of some doubts sometimes because it's like, oh, they axed their first party developer studio to then say we're going to focus on our third party developers, and then
And then they're just like,
you
if
know,
people want to
like
make games,
within-
if they'll come. And like, so the
Yeah,
idea of
within-
third party was just to hope that they exist.
And then within like 2 weeks, like the developer of one of the most successful, not even independent video games, but just video games of all time, like rage quits your platform. You know?
Yeah, it's not a good sign.
I like it. I think Terraria is like the number 8 most selling game or something. Just incredible like that, if I remember right. I mean, it's not the most profitable because Terraria costs like, you know, $1.50 at this point, I think. But you know, it's still sold so much. And yeah, they rage quit. So yeah, not holding out a whole lot of high hopes for Stadia. Just we'll see where it goes. Yeah, you also know my Google story. How they like
you had a similar piece of fuckery.
Yeah, I had a program that I used to help me manage my channel, which as soon as I stopped using my channel management got way easier, so that's kind of hilarious.
I always
Really backfired.
It always seemed a little unnecessary.
Yeah, well, it was me mostly trying to overcome my own psychological issues.
Right, because you,
At
you
any
like,
rate-
couldn't bring yourself to like look at
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. So anyway, I used to have a little program that I use. You know, you have to, when you make like a third-party app or whatever, you usually have like a quota of how many videos you can upload a day, stuff like that. And what happened was one day, because the account that I used for this program was
Oh,
under the
that's
free tier, I never associated like a pay account with it or something. Like I never associated with a credit card, something like that with the account, because this account was also really old. I think I opened that account back in 2010, 2011, which was like the very early days of the Google Cloud platform. And so I'm all of a sudden one day they're like, they dropped the amount of videos I can upload on a given day to 0.
Like on the back end thing.
Yeah, like in
whatever
terms
it's
of
called.
Yeah, in terms of my permissions, they just said, yeah, you're no longer allowed. They didn't say I wasn't allowed to use the thing anymore. They just said I can
They
only
just weren't
upload
allowed
0
to use the thing
videos.
anymore.
Yeah, they were just like, you can only upload 0 videos per day. I was like, that's kind of
This is workable.
useless. So I sent them a message, and I just said, like, hey, oh my fucking god, I don't have the iron rods. Oh, did you
For
make
what?
something over here that I can use to make conveyor belts?
Oh.
I have iron plates. If there's a crafting bench over here, I can probably just do it by hand.
Oh, right, because you need iron rods to make a crafting bench. There
do.
might be a crafting bench somewhere around there. I usually,
Let's see.
whenever
Yeah,
something's
you usually throw one down. When
yeah, I
you're in those
usually end up
areas.
making one eventually, just because
Yeah.
you run into a problem.
Yeah.
So you're putting belts down, because you're not making. Oh yeah, because you didn't have the resources to make miners, right?
I did make the miners. I don't have the resources to make the belts.
Oh, so you made you upgraded all the ones at the Glory Coal to Mark IIs?
Yeah, I did that like 40 minutes ago. Everything
Oh,
else,
goddamn.
everything since then has been me like fucking up over and over again.
You hard committed to the hand build. Dang.
Yeah, yeah.
The stuff's automated enough now that at least a decent number of the resources are kind of happening. So
Nice.
I haven't. I was waiting. I was trying to get hyper tubes unlocked, and I was like, it's taking too long. But then I realized that I have enough in my inventory to make a miner Mark II, so I'm gonna go over and upgrade the coal. That's just the one lone coal.
Yeah.
The one where you had to fight a
I already
Titan
upgraded that one.
You already
That one's
upgraded
Mark
that
II.
one?
Yep.
Shit. Just
You have
got
conveyor
here.
belts?
Did you
Oh,
upgrade?
that one? Oh.
Did you upgrade your glory thing?
No, I didn't upgrade that one, but that one's really far away.
Bird hole.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I filed a ticket with Google, and I said, hey, you reduced my quota from, I think it was like 10 to 0. If I make a new account and start over, I will have 10. I don't want to do that. Can you just make it 10 again from 0? And then they didn't respond for 2 weeks. And then they responded and they were like, can you tell us, can you send, they asked specifically if I could send over design documents of my program.
Design documents. Someone's gonna.
They wanted like a rundown of my application and how it worked.
They're gonna manually review your entire application. That is more attention than I've ever gotten as somebody who works on this website.
Yeah. So I did.
Did they do it?
I guess the answer to that is yes, but what I sent them, because I couldn't say no in the automated form, I couldn't say I don't have any design documents. They were like, you know, please enter design documents. So my design document was, I sent them a note of like a .txt file. It was one sentence and it said, I made this by myself over the course of 2 or 3 weekends. I don't have any design documents. Please increase my quota to 10. I was so done with their shit. Didn't hear anything from them for like another 3 weeks. Then they just sent me an email saying, your support ticket has been closed.
That's it.
And I was like, I'm gonna assume in typical Google fashion that means that they probably set my quota to 10, and that was it.
Oh.
So I went and looked. My quota
good.
was 10, and I was like,
That's good. I
Thank you,
interpreted that
Google.
as go fuck yourself.
I mean, that's
Like,
kind of.
I thought it was basically like
what they say with
this
every
conversation
sentence.
timed out message.
Yeah, that's what they say with every sentence. It's just like, sometimes it goes along with what you want, but it's never not present in everything that they say and do. I'm so fucking lost, and I'm so tired of making these conveyor belts.
Can
Wait,
you're
I just
lost?
want to leave the glory coal. Then I died again.
I don't know.
Oh, listen back to the base to get some rods.
Are you lost? You said you're lost?
The area is rather far away, and it's full of a lot of trees. I find it very easy to get lost in that area. I find it very easy to get to the glory coal. Coming back from it, I find quite hard by comparison.
I would just not go in the trees. Just don't go in the forest. Do not
The forest
stray.
is everywhere.
Just never stray from line of sight of the buildings. Because there's nothing
Okay.
past the buildings. That's just forest. Don't go into the forest.
Okay.
Because the buildings are all in a continuous series of conveyors that take you back to the water, which is how you got there in the first place. If you lose the buildings, then you're just going into unexplored nowhere.
Oh, okay. That would explain why every time I've lost the buildings, things have gone very poorly for me.
Yeah, don't. There's nothing.
Okay.
No one knows what's there. Not even me. I upgraded your thing, but I forgot there's only one mine.
I've made a lot of things. Which one are you referring to?
There's only one coal miner at your original coal place, huh?
Yeah. It's actually pretty shit.
Yeah. I remember when I upgraded it to have all these things here. 'Cause I think I built all the coal burners here.
Yeah, you
or,
did.
or built it up at least. That was when I was still figuring out the whole thing. I'll come back off camera someday and increase
Someday.
tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And
in a
I'll
few minutes
increase
when
its
I give up.
I'll increase its power capacity to whatever its new threshold is.
All right, I've decided I don't care about finishing off the conveyor belts. I'm just gonna grab my dead body stuff and then call it. But yeah, moral of the story is that Google's customer support is as atrocious as you could like. It.
Oh
It
yeah,
is
with how
so
bad
bad,
they treat their
like-
like I don't know what you call us, freelance contractors or whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
Like we're pseudo employees and we can't
Yeah.
talk to them. So good luck being a customer.
Right. Yeah, no, it's terrible. And I mean, like even the dev of Terraria, like he can't get anything through to them. Like it is nuts. They're so fucking bad. Like after hearing that the developer of Terraria can get like a copyright strike on his YouTube channel that brings down his personal Gmail account,
Yeah.
that was the motivation of me to. I'm literally in the process of like decommissioning all my Gmail accounts and like setting up like my own, because I'm like, wow, if somebody just one day like managed to like fuck up my YouTube channel or something, then they could potentially bring down my personal email. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
that's awful.
My Gmail is not the same as my login on YouTube.
That doesn't matter, because if you get banned from a Google platform, like to the extent that the Terraria dev got
figure
banned,
out what all of your Google accounts are and ban all of them.
it's tied to who you are as an individual. It's not it's not tied to the account.
Like your phone number and name.
Yeah, it's tied. The ban extends to the person behind the account.
Look at all these big
So,
buildings we got now.
That's why, like, okay, your YouTube channel got taken down, but the ban extends to like your Google Play Store account
Yeah.
too.
I always
like-
had them be different accounts and emails, just
Same.
because
I
I
have
didn't want
Different ones.
anyone to ever. Mainly because I just don't want anyone to know the email address to my YouTube account.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I don't.
obviously,
that
my
very
my business
popular.
email is not the login to my email account. Is not my the login to my YouTube account itself. 'Cause
Yeah,
that would be very
obviously.
stupid.
Yeah.
Hey, I was very young when I made these choices, so I did a good job.
Oh, you did. That was
Oh,
very
God.
forward.
I can't climb a
of you.
ladder backwards.
Sounds
Sort
like a Google interview question of like, how many manhole covers does it take to climb a ladder backwards?
I just need to
Stupid
create.
questions.
I don't know when I'll get around to it. I just need to make an ooze pile at the bottom of every drop, just every
That's how
drop,
babies are formed.
and an ooze pile. I'm gonna make an ooze pile.
Yeah, no, the female comes over and deposits her stuff on the ground
Yeah,
in a
her-
little
her-
ooze pile.
Yeah, and then she oozes the stamen.
Yes, and then the male comes along and like gets that up all in there, and that's how Babby is formed.
Maximal Babby.
All right, this was just an abject fucking disaster. I think I came over here like 45 or 50 minutes ago.
And that's like the
upgraded
last
Minor
time
Mark
you
IIs,
accomplished something.
and just have died and run around naked in the forest ever since then.
Well,
What
we're
a
making several different things
shit-tastrophe.
out of steel, but just like one building worth so far.
God.
But it's a start.
Yep. Alrighty. Yeah, the other thing is that I'm also like slowly but surely starting to put together my plan for potentially interviewing and stuff for video game developer positions,
Yay.
which is very exciting. But that also means that I'm doing a lot of interview prep, and I get to go back and I read like interview questions, and it's like, yeah, here's a question that was asked in my interview. It was like, how many clouds do you think there are over Chicago on a given day? And it's like, oh, I forgot that people
floor.
ask these questions.
Ah, shit.
Those fucking Fermi estimation questions or whatever they're called.
Is that a thing?
Oh
You have to
yeah,
like
that's like totally
mathematically
like a
guess at nonsense for
yeah.
no
There's like
reason.
totally like a tech company stereotypical interview process where they'll ask you questions like, how many ping pong balls do you think you can fit in a swimming pool? And you have to like estimate it, and like you have to show your ability to like think outside the box.
So it's like, and
There's
it's like,
stuff
it's not, so, and then whoever gets the closest number wins and they get the job.
yeah. Or the idea of things like why are manhole covers round? You know, that was a really popular question back in the early 2000s.
I hate this whole concept.
Yeah, cause,
Shit,
and then like
ladders.
finally like a study came out in like 2005 or 2006 where they said these interview questions have zero predictive ability on whether somebody will be a successful employee or not.
Oh shit, wrong floor.
And apparently, but the
No.
thing is, once it gets out there, right, people are like, oh, Google asks these sorts of questions, and Google's worth a
I can't
a
tell
lot
what
of
floor I'm
money.
on ever. Shit.
Therefore, we should ask those questions too. And no, you should not. So if you're out there and you're conducting interviews and you're watching this video, let me just say, you could take that manhole cover and you could leave it on the goo pile.
They're supposed to put it in their manhole.
No, that's vulgar.
Gross. What are you, a child?
Oh, it's gonna snow tomorrow. Oh wow.
So immature.
It's gonna get down to like 34 degrees, and then even lower. Cool.
I need
Alrighty,
300
I'm out.
for the hyper tubes.
I'll see you tomorrow, man.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna make hyper tubes.
They're like regular tubes, but or
Big ol' tubes. I need to paint all these buildings recognizable colors. Why do I make myself so much task?
I mean, I can recognize the colors. It's just they're not painted like in the traditional sense of being covered in color.
It's like immediately visually impressive how big the new building is already. So we have like
it's
3
kinda
buildings next
cool.
to each other.
Yeah.
I like it. Go to bed.
Okay.
I'm on the wrong floor again. One more. Just need one more. I can put them in the machine and then not press the button until Bird comes back, because for some reason I feel like he needs to be there when we accomplish milestones. But I like to, between sessions, just if we are already building those resources, which we aren't always, I just jam these resources in the machine. And then I'm like, there we go. We did it. Okay, that's 50. I can make it! Oh my god, I can make it. Cool. I do like the game auto saves periodically, because it'd be mildly devastating to me as a human being if I just randomly lost like 4 hours of progress because I wasn't like stopping to annoyingly manually save all the time. Like, oh yeah, your Windows updated in the middle of you playing or whatever. That never happens to me. I'm not really sure how that happens to people actually. Maybe I turned it off successfully. Windows does pull the... Yeah, it still is a sleigh for some reason. The advent calendar's gone, but this thing's still a sleigh. I don't know why that won't go away. That's weird. But the, I do have this really annoying thing, and I keep trying to, like, turn off, like, Microsoft, but, like, the new Windows that's been around for years now just loves to forcefully update itself. And which means forcing itself to restart without you really fully like consenting to doing it, or really pressing the button yourself. And for me, I've noticed the big thing is like it never restarts while I'm recording, and that might be because I set the maybe I turned it off successfully in some way, so it doesn't do it when I'm active in some way, or maybe it's just that I set the daily restart time to be like 6 a.m. so that if it does ever do it, it's never during hours I'm working. But I'll set my fucking computer to render videos overnight, and then find out it rendered nothing because it got halfway through rendering its first video, and then my computer restarted, and then it just sat there all night being on but doing nothing. And I'm like, I hate this. It was not Microsoft. This was not an abandoned computer. It was not being unused. It was actively doing something that I need for work. For the love of God, what the fuck is this? Stop. I have excess weird trash I need to get rid of in my inventory. Yeah, I made too many miners. I guess when you upgrade a miner from rank 1 to rank 2, you only need 1, because it already had a miner in it. Let's put those ones there, I guess, because they frustratingly take only 1 slot. Oh, someone put ores in here. Iron, copper. I'll keep the Quaternium here because it's we have 15 power shards in here. When did that happen? Can I make more shards out of one of these things? Dude. How many? There's 4 more right there. Has Bird been collecting a bunch of power shards? Just 1 screw. Okay. Okay, yeah, we don't need trash items in here. Weird biological stuff you get from murdering is in here. I'll take the tickets back to the correct place. And these are ores we don't have much of, so they're worth holding on to here. But stuff like screws doesn't belong in here. What was I about to do? Oh yeah. Leaves go in here. Which one of you takes leaves? That one. There you go. That turns into biomass eventually. I guess I could have held on to make goo out of, but it's just a tiny stack. That's not high enough. Whenever we just have excess trash lying around, I find it in like a chest or something, it goes in the ticket maker. The one that makes the tickets. Wow. This has been going this entire time? Is it almost empty? I did make a second one because it was too full at one point. Let's see. Yeah, get rid of these ores. Because I'm never going to manually process ores into anything. It's too much of a pain in the ass. I guess everything else I can hold on to because I usually craft stuff out of these things. Yeah, I don't need to throw anything else away. I meant to put the bacon in the chest because it's a weird biological item. We'll print these coupons. There we go. So I got 10 from the chest, 3 from here. And this chest is actually where I keep the coupons. Yep, there's 5 here. Because that just makes sense. You don't want to carry them around all the time, but that's the store for them. So you put them in there. I have a system, damn it. But I don't really care. Because I'm sure Bird's like slightly mucking it up, but it barely matters. It's just where I figure out where to put things. Yeah, we're good now. That was all the excess shit goes here. Rare ores that we're not processing yet because I might need them for research or something. And then just like murder victim items. The shit you get from killing things or picking things that you don't want to carry around. And then power shards all kind of make sense here. This is just a weird excess chest that's full of Christmas shit, and now these miners that take up too much space because I crafted too many. Stuff goes wherever. I wish this automatically stacked in your hand. That's really annoying. This cup is also stupid. Let's put the cup in here. I don't think the cup does anything, so I don't. It's not worth using one of my slots for it all the time. There we go. Gotta keep my healing items on hand. Because I make... all of my damage is self-inflicted. Because gravity. One day we'll have a solution for this, but until then... just keep eating berries. They grow in the middle of our base, so I guess it works out. Alright, that's enough for now. What a naming scheme I've got here. Good job.